Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Washington Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, if you've been paying attention to the NFL news streams lately, you probably already heard some whispers, some rumors, and maybe even some confirmed reports about a potential blockbuster move involving the Washington Commanders. And trust me, this isn't just any typical trade or off-season rumor. We're talking about a move that could reshape the very fabric of the NFC East, a division that's already been fiercely competitive this season. The Commanders, sitting at 4-2 in the division, are making bold moves, and this latest development could be the turning point for their playoff aspirations. What's at the heart of this news? Well, it involves a potential trade for Rick Woolen, the Seattle Seahawks' rising star cornerback. That's right, Woolen, who has been making waves in Seattle, is now being linked to Washington in what could be a game-changing deal. And if you think about it, it makes a lot of sense from the Commanders' perspective. They've been solid defensively, ranking among the top teams in limiting passing touchdowns, just allowing around 2-3 per pass, but they still have some vulnerabilities on the back end. Despite the addition of Marshawn Lattimore, who's been impressive with a PFF grade of 84. In 2025, the secondary still needs reinforcements, especially against fast, dynamic wide receivers. Now, the Seahawks aren't just giving Woolen away for nothing. They're asking for a third-round pick in the 2026 draft. That's a pretty steep price, but considering Woolen's talent and potential, it's a move that could pay off big for Washington. Seattle, on the other hand, is trying to rebuild after a 2-4 start, and they're focusing heavily on acquiring draft capital to bolster their offensive line, which has been allowing roughly 3-5 sacks per game. They're in a bit of a rebuild mode, and trading Woolen, a player with all-pro potential since 2022 who's recorded 3 interceptions, 26 tackles in just 6 games, and boasts a PFF grade of 88. Makes strategic sense. This is a player who, despite some injury setbacks in 2024, when he was limited to 13 games due to an ankle injury, has shown incredible explosiveness and playmaking ability. Standing at 6'4", Woolen's length and athleticism make him a nightmare matchup for receivers. His career stats include 9 interceptions, 42 passes defensed, and a 1-2 yards per separation average. And he's been consistent, forcing 5 fumbles in his career, which adds a layer of versatility to his game. His 2025 numbers are impressive, with 3 interceptions and a 54% completion allowed rate, and an EPA per target of -0.15, indicating he's not just making plays, but also limiting the impact of the passing game. From the Commanders' perspective, acquiring Woolen could be a major upgrade to their secondary. His style of play, a sort of skyhawk, could bring a new dimension to Washington's defense. By pairing him with Lattimore, who's been solid, the team could effectively shut down the outside routes, making life difficult for quarterbacks. Woolen's presence could lead to a projected reduction in passing yards allowed from 210 per game down to around 165, along with an expected boost in turnovers, thanks to his career interception rate of 2.5%. The impact on their pass defense would be significant, boosting their chances of making a deep playoff run. And let's not forget about the broader division implications. The Commanders, who are already hot on the heels of the Eagles and Cowboys in the NFC East, could use this move to solidify their defense even further. They've been doing well overall, but the secondary has been a slight concern, especially against teams with speedy receivers. Woolen's addition could turn the tide in their favor, giving them a real edge in matchups against top offenses. Plus, the numbers suggest that his addition would improve their coverage grade by approximately 17 points and reduce yards after catch allowed by 14%. That's a game-changer when facing teams like the Cowboys or Eagles, who love to stretch the field and attack downfield. On the other side, the Seahawks are clearly looking to the future. They're operating with a cap space of around $16 million, which isn't huge, but enough to make strategic moves. They're prioritizing extensions for young talent like Devin Witherspoon, who's been a bright spot in their secondary, and focusing on draft picks to rebuild their offensive line, which struggles with sacks. By trading Woolen for a third-round pick, they're essentially betting on a deeper draft class and the development of their younger players. It's a classic rebuild move. Sometimes you have to give up a star to gain more assets and build a stronger team over the long term. Now, the impact of Woolen joining Washington isn't just about immediate defense. It's about how he can elevate the team's overall performance in the playoffs. His ability to shut down top receivers and generate turnovers could be the difference in close games, especially when it matters most. Plus, his style of coverage, aggressive, physical, and with exceptional length, fits perfectly into the Commanders' defensive philosophy. Think about the mental impact on opposing quarterbacks, knowing they have to be extra cautious when throwing towards Woolen's side. It's a psychological advantage that can lead to more mistakes and turnovers, which is exactly what teams need to advance deep into the postseason. And for Jaden Daniels, who's been showing promise with a PFF EPA per pass of 0.18, having a lockdown corner like Woolen could help him develop even further. With less pressure on the secondary, Daniels can focus on making smarter decisions, avoiding checkdowns, and attacking downfield more confidently. This synergy between the defense and the quarterback could propel Washington to new heights, especially given their current standing in the NFC East. They're already in a good spot, but this kind of upgrade could elevate them to serious contenders. Now, looking at the odds, the Super Bowl odds have shifted significantly. Before this news broke, the Commanders were considered long shots at around +7-0. But with the potential addition of Woolen and the strengthening of their defense, those odds have improved to about +3,500, according to BetMGM. That's a huge jump and indicates that the betting markets see Washington as a genuine contender if they pull off this move. It's not just about one player, it's about signaling to the rest of the league that the Commanders are serious about competing now and in the future. This trade, if it happens, could energize the locker room, excite the fans, and make the division even more unpredictable. Of course, the Seahawks aren't just giving Woolen away for nothing. They're focusing on developing their young talent, especially in the secondary, and trying to maximize their draft picks. The plan is to extend Devin Witherspoon, another promising corner, and build a more balanced team. Still, trading Woolen for a third-round pick might seem like a gamble, but it's one that could pay dividends down the line if Seattle's draft capital hits on their selections. It's all about strategic planning in a league that's constantly evolving, and both teams seem to be playing their cards right. Now, the deadline for this potential trade is set for November 4th. That's right around the corner, and it's going to be fascinating to see if these talks turn into an official deal. If it does happen, it's going to shake up the NFC and could be the catalyst for Washington's push towards a deep playoff run. Woolen's addition would give the Commanders a true game-changer on the outside, and it might just be what they need to take that next step. As the season progresses, all eyes will be on how this plays out and how it impacts the division standings, the playoff picture, and maybe even the Super Bowl conversation. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you think Woolen is the perfect piece to elevate the secondary and push the team over the edge? Or do you believe the price is too high? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Washington Commanders. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Washington Commanders news. This is a story that's just heating up, and we're right here to bring you all the inside details. Keep your eyes peeled, because the NFL season is full of surprises, and the Commanders might just be at the center of the next big one.